Hey guys, Todd Helms with Eastmans Hunting Journals. Out here this morning on a beautiful June morning in the field, out of the office, to bring you a dead air Nomad TI XC and LTi XC suppressor review. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of compatibility and interchangeability. We're gonna walk through that whole thing, but we wanted to come out and get some shooting in out here in the field before we get an afternoon thunderstorm. This is a 300 Winchester Magnum. Suppressors across the board are known to reduce recoil as well as just deaden sound. There's kind of a double benefit there. There's a huge difference between the amount of noise versus the tone of the noise. For example, I could sing Amarillo by Morning by George Strait at the same decibel level George Strait sings it, but he's gonna sound a lot better than me because of the tone. And that's kind of the premise behind the whole dead air, everything dead air's got going on. It's not just about sound suppression, it's about the tone of the suppressor and the sound coming out of it as well. Now I'm gonna send 3 downrange at a steel plate. We're gonna see if it's quieter and what the felt recoil is. So let's send her.
You broke it.
Holy smokes, that recoil was like a 6.5 Creedmoor out of a 300 Win Mag. A lot of times shooting a suppressed rifle in a hunting scenario, if you do need a follow-up shot, the awesome thing about a suppressor is the animal doesn't necessarily know what's going on. It's not that they can't hear it, it's that it's kind of a different sound, and they don't spook like they do with a regular gunshot. Having that reduction recoil with that Nomad LTi XC would be an advantage in a hunting situation.
Right next to the other shot.
That's a pretty good group. So now, this is one of the really cool things that Dead Air does. I'm gonna show you a little bit about the Xeno system, the Xeno adapter. So this is the Nomad LTi XC. And it's a 30 caliber multi-cal suppressor up to 30 cal, rated for a little over 4,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. You can go on the website and look at the different specs. That's gonna get you up to 300 RUM, 330, 378 Weatherby territory, but definitely a 300 RUM, 300 PRC, 300 Win Mag, and then down all the way into your 22s. You could put this on an AR-15 or a varmint rifle, and it would be perfect for that. This is the cool part. In the box with the suppressor comes the Xeno Radio Brake adapter. I said earlier that these suppressors are reverse threaded. It's cool. I have gloves in case it wasn't cool, but there's been enough time between shots now that it's cool to the touch. I'm gonna reverse this off of here, spin this can off, but my Xeno adapter is going to stay on. And I didn't over tighten it. I just used a 3/4 inch wrench and just snugged it. It's the beautiful thing about all of the Dead Air stuff is you don't have tools. You don't need necessarily tools unless you're gonna tear it apart. Get it on and off, it's just finger tight. So I'm gonna turn the rifle over because right here, there's an arrow with the word on. If I spin it clockwise, it's on. Counterclockwise is off. And I should spin right off. Right there, finger tight. It spins off, and it's a short thread base. It's like 4 threads, and it comes off. That's my suppressor. It's completely off. I still have the Xeno Radio Brake adapter on the rifle. Again, 3/4 inch wrench, snug it tight, and it is on the rifle. If I want to put it on, I just turn it clockwise, follow the arrow, and it's like 5 full rotations, and it's on the gun. Snug it tight, and you're ready to go. It's quick, guys, and man, I just love that setup. You see how easily it spins on and off? Comes right off. If I was hunting with horses, running this in a scabbard, or even on a backpack, or say hiking in, I could take this off, put it in my backpack, and have a shorter barrel, shorter footprint on my rifle, which for travel and getting around is really, really nice. problem with traditional suppressors or a direct thread suppressor, which the Nomads do have the ability with their hub system to be direct threaded if that's what you want. I prefer this. This is on here. It serves as a thread protector for my barrel and an attachment point for the suppressor. What I'm really interested in is to see if at all my point of impact shifts with just shooting the brake versus shooting with the suppressor on. The reason why I'm interested in seeing that is you're in a hunting scenario, you're riding horses or you got your gun in your pack, big bull elk steps out 100 yards or you spot one quick, you don't have time to get this screwed on. Can I still make a clean, ethical harvest with just that Xeno radial brake on there? Let's find out. Going in blind, not a good idea. That's why we do these tests. That's why we shoot all summer long with our equipment, so we know how it's going to perform. I take that, 9 inches off and that weight off the end of the barrel, bullet's probably gonna fly a little higher. Pretend that's a mule deer buck. He busted out. I don't have my suppressor on. I'm gonna get on it and see if I can hit him, see if I can get him killed. Here we go. There he is. He's right there. Dead buck. Ha-ha, dead buck. Now, getting a mule deer buck to bump out and stand there and look at me like that in today's world, good luck. But having the ability to take the suppressor off for transport and still hit what I'm shooting at through practice is key. We shot the Dead Air Nomad LTi XC. That's the long one, like the 9-inch version. This is the Nomad Ti XC. XC stands for cross country. This is a hunting line of suppressors designed to be light and fast and keep you mobile on your hunt, maybe in the backcountry. This is the shorter version, guys. You could see the difference here between these two suppressors. Big time difference between those two. With the Xeno adapter on, this is gonna run about 9.5 inches, almost 10. That TI, the Nomad Ti XC, is 2 inches shorter. Here's the cool part. Just thread it back on. I threaded that one off. I'm gonna thread this one on. Here we go. Careful not to cross thread. And again, finger tight. That's all it takes right there. Shorter, lighter. Honestly, if I was gonna pick one of these two for hunting, it'd be the Nomad Ti, the shorter version. Less footprint, shorter rifle, handier rifle, and probably not gonna be that much difference. Let's get her loaded up and send one. Left steel is what I'm gonna try to bang now. No ear pro, because I'm not worried about it. Fire in the hole. Hold them dead center on the left plate. Man, that 300 Win Mag smacks, just perception-wise. Going off how that felt, there was about the same amount of recoil, maybe a tick more as the Nomad LTi XC. Noise-wise, there was not a noticeable difference. So, fire in the hole. Here we go. My point of impact, now that I'm looking through the scope, my point of impact is a little bit higher than it was with the LTi. Not off the plate, still a vital hit, but it is a little higher. So that I'm seeing a pattern that every time I go shorter, take length and weight off the end of the barrel, my bullet flies higher, which makes perfect sense. Here we go, fire in the hole, round 2. Knocked it clean off the hangers. So the whole point is, guys, there's very little difference in sound level between the Nomad LTi XC and the Nomad Ti XC. You got a weight savings with the Ti XC and a length savings versus a little bit less recoil. The gun is a little jumpier with that shorter, lighter brake, a little bit more recoil. So we got one more round in the magazine. Let's send it. So here we go. And before I leave you, I'm just gonna really push, guys, that I can't stress the importance of shooting suppressed enough. Hunting suppressed and shooting suppressed. It's gonna benefit you, your hearing, the people around you. It's gonna make the experience so much more enjoyable that I can't believe it took me as long as it did. Give the Dead Air Nomad TI and LTi suppressors a really hard look if you're in the market. So, thank you so much for joining me on this gear review today. Make sure you're checking us out on all of our social media feeds. Check out all the Eastmans podcasts. Man, there's so much cool stuff we've got going on every day here at Eastmans. Make sure you're subscribing to this YouTube channel as well, guys, so you get awesome content every time we release it. Maybe punch that notifications bell too so you get notified when a new video pops up.